Got some Necro books being farmed on the mid lane.
So let's take a step back here. It's a moderate lead for Secret. They just got their prized Roshan. They denied EG. Overall game plan for Secret. Is there a timer on this team? What's their next objective? If they had a script for how this game should play out from here, what would it be?
It's the same script. It's the same kind of fight, and you just keep bringing it to EG. You don't give them any breathing room. Your lineup is designed to apply pressure. I talked about Spearbreaker as a pressure hero early on, and you just keep going. The Deso would help you take the objective on mid one, and they will likely finish the BKB first on Klings, and then start to try to finish the game. Whereas if you're EG fan, even though the game is currently not looking so well here for them, they still maintain high ground. They still maintain one of the best high ground defense with the BKB Black Hole, with the Bat Rider, and the Sand King. So I think both teams have a lot of ways to play the remainder of the game still.
And one banging on the front door as he lays into this tier 2. You can see Zai is trying to do a best split pushing job here top, but he is being charged by Puppey. He might not actually be able to TP out. It looks like he's in a lot of trouble as the sentry gets deployed. They're going to nether strike him back. YapzOr's still in position. The damage is not the best from these two, but they slowly work the Scorpion down. He burrows again in the trees. Meanwhile, in the river, the real fight breaking out as they've tried to get the power play going here. EG, though, still losing their Enigma pretty early in the fight. Big commitment already. They dive MP. He scurries away. The Wolf's time is being wasted, and his ult's about to end as Puppey sees opportunity. Charging in, gets denied by the Fissure, but mid one with the cleanup. EG are like, we have this 4v3 in the river. Let's go fight, but Secret are just too tanky and too elusive to consistently wrangle them. And not to mention, even if you do, they're usually not dying.
Yeah. I think the big problem that Enigma currently is facing is that, when you see Enigma being picked, you're always like, okay, Black Hole, how's it going to get canceled? How many stuns can I BKB off? Things like that. But the other kind of more barbaric way to cancel Black Hole is just to kill them. And mid one is like, okay, every time I'm going to put my medallion on you, I'm going to strafe you, and you're going to just die. So Enigma normally likes to build things like Octarine and things like that, and he has one on quick buy, but I think maybe a plate mail into Shiva's guard is perhaps more effective for a game like this.
I think what we're also seeing is just how integral the Darkseer and the way he's itemized has been to this game. Like, Hezu alone actually really punishes this 5-man combo with the Greaves, with the Pipe, and also just with the Darkseer's nature as a hero, the vacuum in the wall, excellent crowd control, and honestly it makes it so that EG is trying to play their game, and their game is not necessarily even that favorable for them. Yeah. He is like the one-man antidote to that combo.
It also helps that,
at least for now.
It also helps that EG is initiating onto the Darkseer on these fights, as opposed to, on the other guys and try to kill them quick. But it's like, it's hard either way, right? Because if you don't kill the Darkseer, then he just mechs and pipes with the rest of the team. So it's...
You mentioned the Necrobook. We haven't really had a whole lot of time to breathe the last couple minutes, but I wanted to get your thoughts because the build nowadays for most Legged players is mid one tries to set up here and might be able to quickly kill off the Sand. He is on the chase. The charge comes through. The Burrow Strike committed, so no way to interrupt this. They're going to pull him back with the X. The Torrent marks his demise. But yeah, this Necrobook build has really fallen off in popularity. It's all about Armlet Mask of Madness. So do you like the build? I'm curious why Arteezy went for it this year.
I mean, there's two Invis heroes on the other side. Just having the ability to have that detection always in team fights is quite good. But I do agree with you. I think the Mask of Madness Armlet build plays better when you're ahead. The Necrobook, I don't know, it just feels so weak, especially when you're behind like this.
It's obviously you're up against a Weaver and a Clinks, right? So that minus armor can be extra brutal. If you're running in and they're just hitting you with a Deso, a Medallion, you're melting probably. But
X.
On the flip side, the Necrobook minions also seem to be getting crushed.
Yep.
Clinks is happy to those up.
YapzOr has been missing a lot of his X-Bolts combo, and now
he has a BKB though. They've got to completely change on him. The vacuum interrupts, and now mid one can turn if he needs to. Zai's low, the swarm hits him, and now Universe comes in. Decent hero, Black Hole. YapzOr doesn't have a whole lot to deal with this, but the Clinks is just dishing out damage into it. Still though, the team's getting overrun. Still is not BKB'd. Mid one's now lassoed and controlled. BKB finally comes out, but it only marks his tomb. Now YapzOr on the run. Oh, Secret. Not respecting the EG combo. They're going to lose a fourth as the Kunkka gets picked off to climactically end the fight.
Yeah, Klinks got pushed away, and he didn't activate his early BKB. It made sense there because even if he activated BKB and went in a fight, Universe was waiting for the black hole. So good patience by mid one to wait out the black hole. But unfortunately, he didn't have enough damage to kill the Enigma. Enigma came in with full HP. We're gonna watch that fight one more time as mid one is just getting heavily pressured. He walks away. Could easily activate the BKB here, but keeps on walking away because he knows that Enigma is coming with a black hole. He waits out the black hole and then tries to kill him, but not enough damage. And great fissure here from the Shaker to break out his damage. I think had he activated the BKB to kill the Enigma, maybe that fight would have turned a little bit differently, but the rest of EG was coming in fast and hot.
I mean, I think you at least give it a shot. You know, maybe it turns out it's not enough damage and you still lose the fight, but you don't go for this item to like save it for a rainy day. Those are the crucial fights that can decide the game.
And he used it right before he died. That was a 10-second BKB, so that was
definitely unfortunate for mid one. But Secret, well, what was once that 4K gold lead that they scrapped and clawed to achieve, now basically a dead even game. They'll have to reset. And we do see, you know, that's a fight where it is hard to deal with the black hole now that Enigma's BKB. They've been able to cancel it pretty quickly in 2 fights, but nothing really, unless somehow the Spirit Breaker can get a charge in.
Right, or another strike again, like I mentioned earlier. Do you think that that's how this game's gonna come down to? It's just like how good are the black holes, how long he could channel it for?
Secret are hoping that they could play it in such a way that it doesn't, but I think
it kind of feels like
when
it does,
you've got
right,
veteran hands like Universes on the Enigma, it seems relatively unlikely he completely airballs those black holes. So I think it will certainly be one of the crucial factors that decides this game.
So we do see Kezu going back for a Helm of the Dominator. We've seen the Darkseer, I think yesterday when we casted, went for this build. I mentioned how it's very easy to dominate a creep and then you can put the Iron Shell and farm with it. The added benefit in this game is that you could have a creep with you all time for mid one to actually eat. And that's pretty critical in some of these team fights when they break out suddenly. The dominated creep also has more HP than the ones you find in the jungle.
That's a good, yeah, it seems like a really nice item synergy with the team's heroes.
There's like, it used to be a debate where if Klinks would even build a helm for himself. Obviously, when your teammates build it for you and just eat it, much better for the Klinks.
Reminds me of, wasn't there some crazy like 90-minute game last year in the group stage where, was it MVP? I think MVP got like multiple helms of the Dominator, and then they would just like start, like if you re-dominate a creep, obviously you lose the old one.
You disassemble it, or no, you put it down. You just put it down.
Put it down. They would buy a new Dominator, and then they would just surround the throne with like all these Dominator creeps. They were slowly building their army of the undead, but yeah, I don't think we're gonna see that this game.
I would hope
famous last.
I would hope we see some 90-minute games. You know, I'm always down for that kind of stuff.
Yeah, then you'll perk up. That is, Lumi's not a big coffee guy, but that is
my natural coffee. Yeah, 90-minute games.
Well, we're a third of the way there. As EG venture outside the base, they might be walking into.
Look at what Yapzor's got queued up. I know you kind of brought up as kind of like a semi-joke, but he's got Axe queued up. Have you seen those highlight reels where like the Kunkka blinks next to a team and then like bolt backwards, and then it's just like a vacuum bolt towards the team, and then likely there's a torrent waiting, there's, you know, a vacuum wall waiting. We're gonna see some highlights.
You gotta put the shades on as you do that. Put your other eye patch on.
Oh, well, that would impair your vision. How about you do it first, and then as it's going, then you put the shades on.
They're gonna try to start the fight on Puppey here. Fissure comes in from Sumail. Yule Scepter to interrupt this chain of initiation. Now the Enchant Totem comes through, but they get scared and they back away as the Black Hole's committed, but it's on a BKB. Klinks, he's not taking too much damage. They can look to turn this. Chunking down Universe. Mid one gets his vengeance. Now turning on the Bat Rider as well. He pressed his BKB, and Secret will deny EG here. Zai comes in late, and he'll likely be the third down if Yapzor can get him, but he doesn't have the mana. It's Puppey charging through, connects on 2. Also finding Sumail in addition to Zai. They'd love to grab additional kills, but even more than that, they would love to take this Roche. So you can see they all frantically scramble about, and then they say, let's go.
Yep, the buyback had to be expended for that engagement. Puppey was in a great position charging back into the fight. Unfortunately, the rest of his team was on the high ground, so they could not take advantage of the fact that he was chain stunning essentially half the team by himself. Still though, Secret wins the team fight. They get Aegis and Cheese, and you know, they could kill mid one once. I don't know if they could kill him twice. Although the second time would be easier because he likely would not have Death Pact.
Or BKB. Yeah, let's see if they can pull it off. They're down a Black Bull now, though. It is a pretty good time to push. However, beware the Echo Slam, which is still available for Sumail to deploy. As EG are going to tap the Shrine, try and stay in fighting shape. They now make their move, jumping onto mid one. They want to crack him and break that Aegis early, and he will lose it. He was compromised up on the high ground. Really could have sat farther back.
Double dust flying out. They're going to try. The boat's going to rescue them, but Burrow Strike from Zai is available. They want him, and they are going to get him, lasso him back, and that is going to be killed through Aegis. And now EG, one of the best chasing team with the Lycan, they will take down Puppey as well. That is a dieback. My man, mid one, why was he like, he was next to the melee racks trying to hit people.
All right, well, he does actually have buyback, but yeah, that is a double death. I'm not really sure. I think just a bit over-eager. They didn't need to kill heroes, right?
Yeah.
They could have just sat back. Plinks can strafe from distance. Weaver can plink. The rest of the heroes can wait and reserve, because the one thing that could ruin them, the Blink, Black Hole, BKB, is not available.
Right.
So if they go in for a lasso, like the Darkseer can counter-initiate, the Kunkka can X you back. There's really no... You can approach that very systematically, in a very organized fashion, but they chose instead to just rush headlong into the base.
Yep.
It's kind of the nature of how you want to play with a Spirit Breaker and with these heroes outside, but I don't think it's how you approach the siege.
Not high ground, which surprises me greatly. This is a Puppey-led team. Like, this is the one point in the game where he's generally very good, you know, slapping his team a little bit. Don't go crazy, you know, systematic siege, and then this happens.
We do not encourage any physical violence.
We do not.
But
that was a metaphoric backslap, you know. It's just like, hey, make sure we don't do anything throwy. That is a huge throw, in my opinion. A game that looked like very winnable in that position.
It's only a throw if they lose, Lumi. It could be a huge throw.
Okay. I mean, now EG's got their Black Hole back. They got all of their spells back. Let's check if they have any smokes ready to go. Nothing on the heroes yet. I'm not sure if EG is out of smoke in the shop either. So that is going to be the next point of contention.
Is there a point where it's just like too late for secrets? Do you feel like at some stage of this game, EG, once they get enough items, enough levels, are just too strong in the late game? Or do you feel no matter how late this game goes, that Secret's lineup always can match up?
I think Secret's definitely got at least 10 to 15 more minutes. I think once EG, if they start itemizing for some hard way to kill the Clinks, whether it's like, let's say, Abyssal Blade on RTZ or a Hex coming out from one of these like rich EG cores, then I think that gets like super hard for mid one and the rest of the Secret. But for now, they still have a couple of team fights left.
Desperately in need of a 2-0 to start the day. Still looking for that first game victory here. It's been back and forth, but for the first time in a long time, it is an EG advantage now. Up by a bit over 1,000 gold. Hugging their base, playing it safe, but while most of the team is camped inside the base, you'll notice, like we saw earlier, Sand King was split pushing top. Right now, Bat Rider is deep in the dire tree line, all the way to the north. So EG is always sending some sort of expedition out to keep the lanes pushed, to cut the creep waves, and to try and eke out a bit of farm. So it's not like total turtling, it's like, you know, a hybrid turtle farm strategy.
It is somewhat dangerous because, you know, we've seen Zai trying to do that earlier and then he's just charged. You know, there's a Clinks right on top of him. And speaking of Zai getting charged, that is exactly what's happening.
A long way to go for the smoke gank. Zai just wants to farm a wave. And he will blink out in time, but still Puppey gets enraged for the Nether Stick. The Burrow gets him out to safety. Zai coming out clutch there, and now EG's turn to smoke. They'll make their move. Instant reply.
That is putting on the shades, escaping the gank. My goodness, the timing on that. All right, here we go.
Perfect.
10 out of 10.
The Wolf is leading the scouting party as it tries to get eyes on Secret. Secret has to be careful about this initiation. They don't have the gem currently. And now in comes the Fissure to start the fight. Follow up onto the Darkseer. The Echo, they commit. They hole as well, and running into it is the Spirit Breaker who can interrupt it. Universe gets off a Butte, and the Black Hole overwhelms. Now 4 have fallen, a complete rout of Secret.
And now they have enough damage to kill through the Darkseer. No pipe activation, no Grieve activation. They just changed them completely from 100 to 0. And it's EG going the other way.
Secret go on to lose this game. They're going to be kicking themselves. Missed opportunities, overextensions, mistakes that were avoidable will come back to haunt them. Not over yet, but EG certainly want to make it so. They are barreling down mid while we watch the tail end of that fight.
Yep.
Just, again, the BKB, Blink, Black Hole, there is no real reliable reply, and 2 fights now, the Universe has found an opportunity and taken it.
Yeah, Nether Strike was on cooldown. Remember, they used it on Sankey earlier, just before that fight happened, so that's why Universe had no pressure whatsoever.
And at some point, he's going to have a Lincoln Sphere, you know, if he feels like he is worried about another strike, at which point...
At this point, it doesn't seem like he's even worried. He hasn't even got cancelled.
So at EG, they'll take the tier 3, the way to the shrines now lies open, and they're not going to overextend. They know the Black Hole's on cooldown. They will focus on securing map control, as they have a little shrine pounding party.
Now, I don't need to tell you...
some fireworks and then get the hell out.
I don't need to tell you that why map control is good, but in particular with the context of this game, keep in mind that Secret has been getting every single Roshan up to this point. Should EG be able to challenge and tech the next Aegis, I think that goes back to your previous question is when is the hard GG? That is it, right? If EG has Aegis, I don't think Team Secret could win the fight after that. So this past 5-minute turn of events, you lose one big fight, you lose your tier 3, you lose Shrine, you lose map control. Ice Frog forbids, if they lose Roche, it is lights out for Team Secret.
Ice Frog forbids.
Well, you don't know what religion people are, but you know, we're playing dota,
I know what religion you are.
Yeah, there you go.
You believe in the one true frog.
You mean that OS Frog voice?
No, not the OS Frog. The OS Frog is an imposter.
Oh, okay, I see.
The OS Frog is a lesser creature. The Ice Frog is the original, the great, the pure.
You know, no amount of flattering.
Ice Frog giveth, and Ice Frog
no amount of flattering will let you cast the grand finals, right? Like, you could just keep talking right now. It's just not going to happen.
It's all about that TI8 invite, Lemmy. I'm just starting my
campaign.
campaign. I'm just starting my campaign.
Prepping ahead. I like that. I like that.
But EG, I think, you know, as we've kind of been touching on, we'll continue to reinforce throughout the game. There's no rush for them getting. There's plenty of key items that they could still complete. Some damage items, perhaps, for Sumail now that he's got all his utility. Zai, obviously, something like an Ags or a Lotus Orb would be wonderful. Universe can get that Refresher or Lincoln Sphere. Crit, a BKB, and 4-staff eventually would be wonderful in the Bat Rider. Arteezy, at some point you probably replace that. Necro Book, still room for the Abyssal. There's lots of big items they can pick up, and they're in no hurry.
Yep.
Whereas Secret are feeling the pressure and feeling the heat.
Crit sending a beautiful spot to break any kind of smoke rotation into their jungle, and they're gonna just chill. Also, previously, EG was playing around the huge cooldown of Black Hole, but because he's got the 15% CDR talent and also the Octarine core, he's looking at a 102-second cooldown on the Black Hole, which is very respectable for such a game-changing ultimate. Also, side note, 60-second cooldown on Hannah Midas. Just 10 out of 10 as well.
The cooldown reduction is such a big deal, especially when you combine it with the Octarine. Like, it's not quite every fight, but it's in those late game scenarios. Oftentimes, like, you'll have to either take a Roche and then try to push a lane, or you know, just clear all the waves, push out the side lanes, then go down mid. You know, it takes a little while to get to your ideal staging point. And by that time, a lot of times the Black Hole's either ready or the fight can start and it'll cool down in the middle of the fight. So, you know, that 100 seconds versus like the 3 minutes is, you know, a real game changer.
I have no idea why Enablement's talents are the way that they are now. It almost should be where you get the 120 gold or the 15% CR at level 20 and instead of at 15.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that those are a little more game-changing than the one Malefice instance.
Because getting the CDR at 15 means so much more, because you're gonna, the 15% CDR allows you Midas so many more times to get to the 20 and 25 and whatnot. But let's have that debate for a different day, as EG is.
We'll put our Enigma Chop Shop on hold as EG make their move through the river. Ooh. Lurking on the high ground.
Arcane Root.
Our Secret, and they were scouted by a Radiant Scan, but Yapsor's going to jump in first, tries to bait something out. Little X shenanigans for him. Now Sumail confidently lumbering up with the Shivas. Echo initiation, he gets the party started. Zai's there to follow up. Look for the hole. He's got to fight. That's 3! Universe, you monster! How could you? Puppy and all his monitors are in shambles. Secret on the run, completely overwhelmed.
He didn't get the Clinks, and he was taking quite a bit of damage, but his teams backed him up. They had a disarm, they had a Yules. Clinks did not do any damage in that team fight. And with a big win, EG goes straight for the Rax's backdoor protection. Be damned, they don't care. They're gonna run it over. They could go for the GG if they want. They're gonna go for the safe triple lane of Rax, or just a second lane of Rax. And this is an EG victory any way that you toss it.
Stable, patient, and deadly late game. That was the EG draft, that was the game plan, and they executed it. Wasn't flawless, and I think you look back at this game, some of those key fights in the 20 to 30 minute range where Secret had a bunch of big successes, but then a few really critical mistakes. And perhaps that also speaks a little bit to the draft, Libby, where it's not that the draft couldn't work, but they couldn't afford to miss their windows.
Yes.
This EG lineup could make mistakes and still, you know, catch a second win, have a fresh take, and a new opportunity. Secret really didn't have too much margin for error.
Yeah, I think the Secret lineup is also, like you mentioned, just super hard to play. Much harder to play than the EG lineup. And you make a mistake, you make two mistakes, that is tough. And the impossible or the improbable has happened. EG has Aegis now, so I don't know. We're gonna watch the team fight one more time and just watch Enigma slowly lumbering forward and
but Secret like, no, no, no.
It's the max range black hole. That's when you put the shades on, you know? It's like, I got all three, all at the corner.
Also little things that help there, like using the Clinks. He did not BKB again.
Disarming
wouldn't
the
have mattered, to be honest. Like, that black hole was going to go off for the full duration anyway.
Yep.
But, you know, just all the little details were executed quite crisply by EG.
And now he has Lincoln Sphere.
And also, the other really big thing is, you know, still even now, Secret do not have, as far as I can tell, a gem. I don't know if they've had one at any point. Maybe, I think they might have lost one in that fight. But it seems like the Wolves are giving them the vision. Yeah, Yapsor did lose the gem there.
Yep.
But consistently, those Wolves have been uphill around corners, giving them vision that's setting up these fights, and that is really one of the hidden attributes that makes Lycan such a strong carry when he's in the meta.
Yeah, remember when, you know, when the game just begun, all of these Spearbreaker rotation have been thought out and countered. We were talking about how EGA was playing very well with rotation. They're going to go right into Crit. Crit has a self-Yules.
Black Hole is ready again, though. The combo's available. They got to be careful about this. Puppy wants to back away, but the boat comes crashing in. What will it accomplish? Really nothing. It's a bit of a fail boat as EG just popped their BKBs and rain down pain. Applause for Zai, put himself on the back. And EG hot on the chase. Secret give up. They throw in the towel. Another loss for them, and a crucial one here. If they lose this game too, they're guaranteed to be no, and they have to then 2-0 Liquid as well as Fnatic. A very likely lower bracket berth awaits them, I think, at that point.
cast off the lines. We embark for battle.
Savage, ranked. Brutal, savage, ranked.
Moving very closely, giving King Tekka a little bit more space for his puck on the top lane. Tomato and Matthew going to team up in the mid lane.
That's a strong lane, by the way.
It's a Nyx and Ember they're up against. Is it strong enough to go against the Nyx and Ember?
Yeah, they win this lane if they play it right. Infamous's lane is very strong.
Just Shards and Siphon?
Exactly. And the Flame Guard is way too weak on level 1. Now, Mana Burn is really annoying, so I think if you're Infamous right now, you want to just go on this Ember right away, I think. Just keep him busy.
Well, Death Prophet hasn't leveled anything up just yet. Looks like they're waiting for the level 2 before they make any kind of play. Bottom lane, Acel is going to realize that he doesn't have a camp to actually stack. Got blocked up by the Observer ward that 11 put on the bottom lane. So it's just a one-on-one sort of matchup until Acel can do exactly this. Stack, farm, and they are going on the mid. Victoria having trouble getting out of the shards. Need an extra hit up the hill. It misses as well. It wouldn't be enough to find the kill, but
that really didn't look like he could get around those shards, but there was just barely a little crack he could sneak through there.
Just suck it up, breathe it in. You'll squeeze.
This is still going. Yeah, now they're both level 2 and the Ember's level 1. So he's gonna get his level 2 now, but this level 2 doesn't really do very much for Ember. The breaking point here is level 3 and especially level 5. His Flame Guard is extremely bad, so he needs to be very careful to not get out of position here. The good news for them is that Tomato has almost no mana left. I wonder why. How are the other lanes going? So Puck top is getting what he can. King Tekka is on the side here. Skilled phase shift to avoid Illuminate. Gonna get his level 2 in the tree line, and 11 bottom is 2.5. And they did open that camp that Magnus blocked, so that will be available for minute 2. Wait, what just happened to XL? What? Hmm? He was pulling, and then the creeps were just like, nope, and then he had to pull them back again. They just changed their minds. I was like, nah, I think I'd rather live a little bit shorter, just go to lane and die faster. But he was like, nope, you gotta come back here.
Man, this middle lane, Somnus in trouble. The shards actually locked him in on the Radiant side of the river. The damage, Matthew, one more punch, and he'll find the kill. No, the Orb of Venom, he's dropped down to 16 HP. King Tekka's coming over, they'll cancel the salve. He'll get the Arcane Rune and get away, but yep, there's your snowball forward, and Matthew will spill first blood onto Somnus. I wish you didn't pick Matthew. Oh, Estella kind of like committed almost the Cardinal Sin as well for Jakiro. He leveled Liquid Fire over going Dual Breath first level. That always feels a little bit odd.
It's, you can make a case for both. If you're playing a hard 5 Jakiro, you don't really have the money to get the amount of sentry, or the amount of clarities that it requires to spam out Dual Breath. It's a very expensive ability. But I would say most of the time Dual Breath level 1 is indeed better. But the nice thing about the Liquid Fire is that it's free, so.
No. But then you sit there with a full mana pool going, huh.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, you know.
Like, if you're pushing a tower, most definitely understand it. Like, Liquid Fire is so good when you're going underneath the tower early on.
So what he's doing right now, I don't think is worth it. Jakiro is one of the best supports at doing this. You can just farm the jungle camp like this, but he should be pulling. There's 2 open camps that they could just pull from, and right now they're basically just giving Magnus experience for no reason when they could deny him as much as possible.
It seems they wait until they do the stack. Like, so Acel doesn't do like the pull into secondary pull. He preps the stack first, but that's when we saw 11 come over, skilled up in power, and then actually took some of the last hits. He comes over and contests the stack.
Yeah. I still think overall it's better for Infamous that happens.
King Tekka's trying to do the same thing.
Excel made a stack here, gets the rune. Mid lane. Oh, the shards didn't get him.
They didn't lock him in. Mana burn will take a little bit off Tomato, but now this mana burn is not doing anywhere near as much as they needed to. You got stick charges as well as bottle charges to get him in mana range to get enough Spirit Siphons up to attack the Ember. And they can split the charges between himself as well as the Tuskar if they need to get Snowball and shards up.
Yep. This lane is still very hard for Somnus. You can tell it's just a different type of game than the previous one. He's being doubled up on CS by Tomato this one. Yep. Such a good DP pick. I'm still very impressed with that choice. They took a lot of time to pick it as well. That's one of the big benefits of having so much time in the last phase. Is when you're last pick and you can get that like perfect pick in the end, it can have a really high impact on the game. This pick so far has has proven to be a really great choice.
Matthew trying to keep his clarity up as long as possible. Puck. King Tech is able to get himself out of trouble on the top lane.
Hey, I have mana burn. I was about to say, you know what I don't want to play in this game? I don't want to play DP because of that mana burn. It's just so annoying. But at the same time, he's doing really well. And it's a good lane apart from that. It's just, that's a nuisance. But they're playing around it the best they can. Somnus here could... Matthew is being very patient here. He's just waiting for a very long time for an opportunity in mid. As 11 somehow killed the Jakiro. Okay, I was not looking for that.
Skewered and Shockwave. I only just caught the tail end of it. And that patience from Matthew maybe wore off a little bit too. Somnus was back at his tower and the shards were well off target. Unless they go in for round 2. And, well, that's exactly what they do. The Spirit Siphon holding him inside the shards. Tomato doesn't have enough mana for a Crypt Swarm. That would be it. It would be enough to get the kill, but it's just not there. Matthew has to back up and now burn the Shrine. So all 3 players from LGD will come back up to full health and mana.
They forced a rotation from the Coddle, though, and forced the Shrine to be used. This is still a good play from Infamous.
It's going to help for Tomato for the next fight, because he just picked up the haste rune as well.
They're going to go use their own Shrine now. There should be a kill in mid soon. Ember is going to just now get level 5, but I still think they could kill him through that Flame Guard until he's 6.
This Phantom Assassin's been having the best time of anyone, though. Like, he's sitting at 3k net worth up on the top, completely uncontested. Hit is level 6. Like, King Tech is getting as much as he can out of the lane, but there's only so much you can do against a PA.
Yeah, this is... I mean, it's a pretty good lane for Puck in a one-on-one scenario, but just the impact of the Coddle in the beginning is enough to make this...
Start to pull. Wow, that's deep to the tier 2 tower. In fact, they committed the Exorcism, and Tomato, thanks to that haste rune's got the movement speed to get away. Matthew may not be so lucky. The stun uphill from Victoria, able to connect to the Tusker, hoping that 4 armor is going to protect him, plus the boots, a quick slow, and Shockwave. It was a skewer slow that found that kill, and well, I was kind of waiting for that when PA hit level 6 to get a kill, and it happens. Puck will drop it.
22 Coddle though. Guess he got him with an Illuminate there. And Yao is being very efficient, by the way. That's one of the benefits of Coddle. If you compare the Coddle and the Jakiro, Coddle is a level and a half ahead. He's just getting a lot more out of the pulling and farming top than the Jakiro is.
They're coming again. Spirit Siphon. Somnus doesn't have a Spirit up. There goes the Shard. Starts the Spirit, and we'll be able to get away.
They're going to need to skill Silence now to kill him.
Yep.
On the DP. He might skill it now on level 7. It'll be interesting to see. It's not that common for DPs to do that. Most of the time you want to either get a high level Crypt Swarm or the Siphon, but in this situation I would like to see 1 silence points. 3 second silence. It will definitely do a lot of damage indirectly, just because the Siphon will keep running at least that way.
As LGD, the group up for the first time. 4 heroes together, 2 under the cover of smoke, victorious, we're all Somnus. They'll move around the Dire Observe ward, finding Matthew, allowing to get that easy send uphill for Victoria. And Snowball, well, save for a second, and the Sharks give him vision to go down to the camp. Somnus will follow through with the Fire Remnant and get the kill. So 4 heroes rotated. They do find 1 kill.
Somnus needs to get another kill in the next 1 minute and 35 seconds.
That's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, let's go.
Why are you putting that time limit on him?
Because at 10 the predictions end.
Oh.
And he's currently 1 kill behind Matthew.
Oh my god, I got Tomato. Tomato needs to find a kill.
He needs to find 2.
Oh, that's problematic. Okay, feed time.
Just all chat. Hey,
would you mind just hitting me fantasy points, please? That's all you got to do. And
we haven't seen much of the Void just yet. It's been 9 minutes and he's kind of just been farming bottom similar to what the PA did. I wonder when they want to activate this Chronosphere, because their lineup is very, very good at playing around it.
But they need levels on the Jakiro before that's really going to work. Like, good with because there's, yeah, DP can function with it, but DP's kind of like comboing with the Tuskar at the moment, and it's too far to connect the two. But on bottom lane, just forcing the tower down with Liquid Fire and Dual Breath, and there's just no easy kill.
The Coddle has joined bottom lane to try and delay this tower, and that I guess the Mag is just gonna go to the jungle. The Coddle tried to repel the bottom.
Ten seconds left by my count. 5 seconds remaining. 10 seconds. 5 seconds remaining. Ten seconds. Someone's connection just drowned. Ten seconds.